All right, all right. Welcome back, everybody, to Reality Lives with the Ives. I'm Will,
I'm Katie.
and this week we got some good stuff for you. Coming at you with some Love is Blind drama and trouble. It's a little dark, a little disturbing. Something tells me you're going to want to hear it. And also something pretty big going on right now. Something tells me you already know, you're talking about it, you're wondering about it. We're all curious. So, K-Dog, why don't we go ahead and dive on in?
I'm about to dive in.
Wow, it's going to be so hard to resist singing all the time, but
I don't even know what song. What was that?
you don't know any song, bro.
Fair.
I honestly don't
Fair.
remember what song that's from, but it's something. It's like
Okay.
a song or a movie. It's something.
I'm diving. I'm soaring.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. How dare he do High School Musical like that? Anyways, moving on to the topics at hand today. Will is right. We've got a couple hot topics for you. One is reality TV based, which is our forte, of course. And then one kind of has to do with the same topic a little bit, but it is so hot in the world right now. I think everybody's hit by this story because it is about a celebrity that I think is really beloved. So let's get started.
It's pretty much everything you said to me over the last 2 days has been about this thing going on. So I feel like everyone's going through what we're going through.
Yeah, it is tough news to swallow, but we are going to start with the Love Island tea of the day.
Nope. Love is blind. We'll get there, guys. One
The
day.
amount of times we do that, Love is Blind, Love Island, Love is a Blind Island, who cares?
Love is a blind island.
Isn't it? We're all just blind on this island looking for love. It's another show right there. Bunch of blind people on an island. Essentially, Love Island.
We already said this.
Well,
This is
that
the
was
idea we've
Love
already had.
Island Blind in the Pods. Not to be confused. Love Blind Island. Who knows? That was the Pods or Blind.
somehow we keep circling back to the same
We've gotta
idea
move on.
of blind people
We've
finding
got
love
to
on
get it
islands. So
together.
I guess one day we're gonna make it happen. But anyways, Love is Blind.
Yes. Little bit of news in the Love is Blind family going on this week. So, our favorite season to talk about, kidding obviously, is season 2, Chicago.
I mean, we live there, so yeah, makes sense.
Yes, I meant that in a joking way because we hated that season and there were really no good couples from it. We shaded it quite a bit.
Yeah, it was pretty crappy. Didn't represent us very well.
No. We have yet to have like a Chicago hero in the reality space.
I need a hero.
Don't do it. Don't do
We were going
it.
to duet, but
No.
that's at a
We
later
can't
date.
keep singing. We need to
No.
talk about the story here.
I know. Okay. Love is Blind star Nick Thompson says he could become homeless and he's blaming Netflix. Getting a little more context on that, this is Nick. He was engaged and then married to Danielle, season 2, once again, of Love is Blind. They got married, did the whole thing, ended up divorcing pretty recently after. Not honestly that
Shocking?
popular,
Oh.
of a couple. What were you saying?
I was saying, not that shocking that they got divorced.
Didn't want to say that, but yes, no one was surprised by that. And unfortunately, they weren't really a big couple of that season because that season just had so much drama. Anyways, so he is essentially saying that I believe since last November, he has been jobless. And because of his reality TV stint with Netflix, he, is kind of blaming them, saying that companies aren't taking him seriously after all of that. What are your thoughts on that?
See, mostly, I don't feel bad for him in the slightest. Because you got to think, even if he was really going on this show to find love, which we can say he was,
I believe maybe he was.
but even if he was, you still know you're throwing yourself in the spotlight of the world and you're hoping that something good is going to come from it. You're going to benefit from the fact that you're being in front of the whole world. So no one's going in not knowing this and not hoping for something positive. which means in all reality, also something negative could come from it. So you know the risks, you know what you're signing up for, because everyone, they only look at the upside, right? You go to Vegas, you think about the money you're going to make. You don't think about how much you're going to lose. And so this is why off the bat, and I have a lot of feelings, and we'll dive in deep. I don't feel bad for his representation or how he feels he was shown, because something tells me, and I haven't done the research, so I could be wrong, that other people from that season still have jobs.
Tea. So yeah, that's one thing I always find a little amusing about reality stars in general. We see a lot of reality TV stars come on, obviously wanting to find love, wanting to find fame, wanting to get a boost in their social media presence, all that jazz. A lot of times we used to see wannabe actors. A lot of them Bravo, a ton on The Bachelor. Used to be people that were aspiring actors. And I would always talk to you about this and say, I don't understand why these people think after a stint on reality television, they're going to then be cast in a Robert De Niro film. It's just most likely, not impossible, but it's most likely not going to happen.
Has anyone ever?
There's some people that were on like The Real World that are like huge celebrities today.
But by the actors?
Yes.
Who?
Jenny Chung or whatever. And there's a brown haired dude. I'm going to blow your mind after we film. I'm going to blow your mind. There are like a handful of big ass celebrities that were like on OG Real World.
Also, just wondering, I'm like, who inspired this? Like,
what?
Someone had to have successfully done it for all these idiots that think they could too.
Well, no. I think that people wanted to be an actor already. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to go jump on this opportunity to be on a reality show to help get me in the door. That's what people, back in the day, I think, like Ariana for Vanderpump Rules, Lala, those girls, they wanted to be actors. That's why they all moved out to LA.
But none of them are.
Well, because they were serving at a restaurant and then got an opportunity that blew up. Why would they go be an actor now?
Wasn't Lala in some movie?
Yeah, some movie. Exactly. Not a blockbuster film, clearly. And I want to say it was a movie made by he who shall not be named, her ex-baby daddy, who is a disgusting freak.
I want to say she got killed in it. Like it was some like
5 seconds.
Sexy
Yeah, it
horror
was a
flick
sorority
or something
movie.
like that.
It was a sorority movie. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
back to Nick. Another key part of this saga for good old Nicholas is he is also stating that, this show is insanely popular. People are just now going back to Netflix, to rewatch all the old seasons, his included. It's a big one. Mm-hmm. And he is getting no royalties. Obviously, none of the contestants have. I think more often than not, most reality stars don't get royalties. Even sitcom stars don't get royalties.
Why would he?
I don't know. But it's something to think about with all this SAG stuff going on, the writer's strike.
I mean, what do you think?
Do we think reality stars deserve royalties? Like, think about how rich the Jersey Shore cast would be if that were the case. And they're already doing fine because a lot of them were smart.
I'm pretty sure they probably
afterwards.
do get royalties.
I don't think they do.
That seems unlikely.
I do not. Look it up. Bet they don't. Even like sitcom stars don't get royalties sometimes.
That's
like Friday Night Lights gets thrown on Netflix randomly. Everyone's obsessed with it. They're not getting royalties for that. Don't quote me. I assume. I don't know for a fact.
Okay. I don't know about royalties. Look how much they got paid.
Well, no. So, okay. So stop your thought. So he added that during the filming, I think they were paid a total of $10,000 if they were like on it from start to finish.
Towards the end? Okay.
Went to the... But that's not that much money. They were filmed 24/7, not 24/7, excuse me. They were sequestered 24/7, like without phones. You're taking too much time on this.
Yeah, I think you're right that in all honesty, most don't get it, but I still think by like the point now, like you look at where the Jersey Shore is now, how famous they are, they probably signed into their agreements.
I'm sure they reworked deals because they are, I mean, Snooki compared to this Nick fellow, I'm sorry. No. You know, Snooki
Well,
is
yeah,
a
obviously. Nick who?
famous celebrity. This is a reality kid. You know,
Did Nick
reality dude.
pass out and get lost and couldn't find the beach?
No, he didn't. And if he did, maybe he'd have a job today.
Yeah.
Now, in all seriousness, we're sorry, Nick. I mean,
sorry, Nick. I feel
but
bad.
to blame Netflix for you not being able to get a job, I think it's bullshit as well.
Yeah, dude.
Go get a job, bruh.
No offense. You're your own fault. Here's the thing. The world.
You're your own fault, folks.
You are. The world's hard.
Yeah.
It's always going to be hard. And if you're going to consistently blame somebody else for why you're not able to do something,
Ooh.
that's your problem.
Tell
right?
them.
Like, oh, Netflix made me look bad. Maybe a little bit, but if you don't have the ability to show that you
Netflix
aren't
didn't
that
make
person,
you wear those Hawaiian shirts,
I mean,
Nick.
no offense, if you're looking this bad and everyone in the real world thinks you're that bad and you're not able to convince them of otherwise, are you just maybe kind of how you're perceived actually, and you don't realize it? I don't know. Like it's frustrating me. Granted, right? If I went on these shows,
We'd look
I'm
nuts.
I'm sure I would
People
look
would hate
crazy, right? Now, granted, I have some great moments, obviously, but. I would, but then the real world, I get out, I'd meet people, and within 5 minutes, they'd be like, oh, this guy's actually not crazy. They just did the classic, reality twist on them.
Yeah.
So something tells me Nick's meeting people, and they're like, oh, he actually is this crazy.
That's interesting.
Which I don't like. I'm sorry, not the word crazy.
Yeah,
I don't like using that. This
He's an
uniquely
interesting character.
difficult to deal with, maybe?
I mean, let's not act like we know this man so deeply. We
No.
see a reality party, inebriated wall of who they are. We see what the producers want us to see. We see them in situations meant to bring out their worst. So
You're right.
Nick's a human. I don't think he's some malicious asshole.
no.
I know you don't either. I'm just gotta give
Yeah.
him something after that beating. One other thing I want to say before we pivot on to the next story. This is interesting. I want to say it was actually Nick and his wife at the time. They did end up separating, Danielle. They also came out pretty recently after their season aired for us, so a couple years ago. And they were kind of complaining and bringing to light how the production staff treated them and just the conditions they filmed in. They were sequestered for hours without any phones, TVs, yada, yada. So that's just kind of an interesting thought to leave with. And I'm going to segue that thought. The perfect segue.
All right, fine.
Well, now it's ruined, so go ahead.
Perfect. Got a chance now.
He does this to me all the time when I have a great thought in the chamber.
Oh, yeah.
Carry on. This better be worth it.
Well, no, it's just, I think it's an opportunity to talk about, I don't feel bad for him struggling to find work, but I do feel bad for the way he was treated
Yes.
because the industry is disgusting.
Horrible on your mental health.
It's so gross. Like if you come from a corporate job into that industry, it's bewildering. The lack of support and safety and guidance and just like general trust and lack of it's just like it's gross, right? I've got a few friends that work in this and it's just
Well, I mean,
people-
again, that's a big part of the strike and all that, too.
Yeah.
Just fairness all around.
valid strike.
We stand with the writers, the actors, all the jazz.
ChatGPT ain't writing hits. It ain't putting them out. All right.
Okay, moving on to the next story that now has no fun segue.
Ooh, suck it.
The name... I'm sorry. Is this not also your podcast?
Whoa,
Ooh,
hey.
suck it. Suck
Hey.
it, bitch. Like, excuse me. You should want our segues to be top notch. Moving on. Word on everyone's lips. Name on everyone's lips. Lizzo. Super, super disappointing story has come out this week. Several, I want to say, backup dancers of Lizzo have come forward with some accusations. So it says, former Lizzo dancers were weight shamed and pressured while at a strip club, lawsuit says. 3 former dancers have filed a suit against Lizzo, accusing the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. They also allege that she's pressured one of them to touch a nude performer at an Amsterdam club and subjected the group to an excruciating audition after leveling false accusations to that they were drinking on the job. Interesting. Thoughts? This is a big one. We love Lizzo in our family.
So I'm leaning in to believe in all of it. Now,
Yeah.
you want to give people the benefit of that. And
Innocent until proven guilty.
She seems great, right?
Yes.
And some of the stuff, hard working conditions, once again, that's Hollywood. It's rough, it sucks. But the inappropriate sexual type stuff that she's putting her people in those positions, no, absolutely no. It's so far from okay. When people leverage their power to create actual trauma for people,
Yeah.
like that's the kind of stuff that live with you, that you struggle falling asleep to at night. You know, that you wonder about yourself.
Shame,
that makes you question yourself.
embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, it can haunt you forever. You know, a tough job, you're overworked, you're underpaid, you don't get water or food and whatever. Yeah, it sucks, but you'll survive. But being forced to do things that could mentally and emotionally live with you and scar you forever, that is so far from okay. And
Yeah.
I am very passionately against that. If it's true, then I'm done. And I'm off the Lizzo
Yeah.
train.
Well said. I co-sign and agree with that completely. I saw somewhere somebody said this in an article or something, and I thought it was well said. They said that they think that Lizzo forgets that these aren't her girlfriends, they're her employees, and she's their boss. She looks at them like they're her friends. They look at her like that's their boss and an idol and a mentor.
Yeah.
To be out partying with someone that you idolize, someone that you feel is giving you this mega opportunity you are so grateful for, you look up to, and then to get to hang out with them, to party. I mean, that is amazing. Everybody would love that. You want to do anything to seize that moment. This is your chance to like make friends with this celebrity, essentially. To then be put in a position of peer pressure, of embarrassment in front of your boss, your peers, whoever else is there, is truly disgusting. I never thought I would use Lizzo in the same sentence as disgusting. I thought Lizzo is this champion of women, of all kinds of people, everyone. And I thought she was like a genuine bad bitch. I really liked her. I'm not going to jump on the cancel train because I think we get really toxic and quick to cancel. And I just think that people make mistakes, but this mistake, not good. You know, and if it was a couple people and no one came out, you know, if other people had been coming out defending her with
Yeah.
instances where she has been like amazing to work with, it would be helpful, but we haven't seen any of that. We're actually seeing the opposite. A filmmaker, Sophia Allison, shared her own claims on social media, I think the day after this all originally broke. She actually was working on the Lizzo documentary. We watched it and we loved it. Made us absolutely love her even more. This woman apparently was so miserable working for her and working with her that she left after just 2 weeks. And a cis white male, not sure who else was involved, ended up making the documentary for her. She is this champion of women, women of color. And it seems that those women that she is supposed to uplift and support the most, she's shitting on the most. And it's super disappointing. And, you know, I mean, Sophia Allison, just went on to say that, you know, she always thought Lizzo was this bright light, this amazing influence.
Yeah.
And the second she stepped on set, she realized it was a facade. She was kind of like a spoiled brat, treated everyone like shit, essentially.
Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. And it was so miserable. This woman dropped out willingly of a huge opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So that tells you a lot right
When
there.
people walk away from huge paydays,
Yeah. It
that
wasn't even
put them in
about
the prime
just the name
spotlight.
being in it.
Well, also the
Yeah.
big money and prime spotlight, huge
Connections.
money, huge brand,
Yeah.
and you walk away from that willingly, there's something really weird going on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It's so frustrating to hear.
Pardon our dogs. We've got to figure that out.
Love those little ones. It's okay.
Nah,
We'll
sure.
get there, friends. We'll get there.
Okay, so it's been a few days. Lizzo has finally broke her silence. Statement this morning. I'm going to read Lizzo's words,
Oh, man.
word for word.
Here we go.
Lizzo's statement from this morning. These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are so unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I am not here to be looked at as a victim, girl, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality, and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it takes to be body shamed on a daily basis, what it feels like, to be body shamed on a daily basis, and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. What do you got for us, Will?
Got something controversial.
Woo! Let's hear it. I bet I agree.
All right, so this is a tough one because I come from a point of mental health, right? So often I think of when I did shitty things, because I didn't like myself and use excuses and all these things, whatever have you. And so what I hear in that last piece there is I understand what it means to be body shamed, right? Which in that sentiment, she's essentially saying, I would never do that thing because that's happened to me.
It's happened to me.
I believe the opposite couldn't be more true at times. It took me a long time to stop being angry at the world and myself and to stop being like taking out my pain on other people. I remember being bullied and then wanting to bully other people as soon as I could to make up for it.
Yeah.
100%. Are you kidding me? Like, we're human. We're damaged. We want to feel good about ourselves. And you got to think, as much as she's pushing this body positivity, she has spent a very, very large part of her life probably not liking herself very much and very much not liking the people that made her not like herself. And so it's not very unbelievable to think that she wouldn't, especially with some alcohol in her, or anything else potentially, which she shouldn't be doing with all her employees, but she obviously is anyways because the industry she's in. I know, I'm just going on tangent now, but I mean, very likely that those outbursts, those moments, those traumas come out right then and there. And so the whole thing is just very easily believable to me. And the way that she's going about it, protecting herself, not running up to any of it. I mean, it's all just saying the same mentality of that she's not over all of it. This whole body positivity thing that she's pushing, she probably doesn't even fully believe yet. She's probably not even quite there yet. And if she is, and she's still doing these things, then that's even worse. Then that means she's knowingly loving herself, which is great. Everybody should. But then still making others hate themselves, knowing what that feels like and knowing that she doesn't feel it anymore. It's like me not liking myself, now knowing how to, instead of wanting to help other people like themselves, I knowingly know how to make them not like themselves, even though I know how to like myself. It's absurd. So it's just a lot of feelings there.
The man's heated. Interesting. Yeah. It's so tough. I hate this cancel culture we all have subscribed to in the last few years. Someone makes a mistake, whether it be present day or a mistake is uncovered in their past, whatever may have you. And we're like, they're done. Get them. And let's normalize making mistakes. We all do it every fucking day. Let's be quite real. But let's also normalize growing, learning from them, and holding ourselves accountable. Own your shit. Whether you think that these things are accurate or not, people feel this way, and people are co-signing it. And you, Lizzo, I know you're watching, please. You are responsible for how you make people feel in this world. And if,
Tyler.
and whether you agree with it or not, they feel that way. Own your shit.
Preach.
Fucking apologize.
Preach.
She's like, I'm not going to play the victim, blah, blah, blah. The entire apology to me, crumple it, Kobe, rest in peace, in the garbage.
Yep.
Trash. Again, I like Lizzo. Really, really, really disappointed. I almost would have rather her not said anything yet, because legally it's an ongoing trial, whatever, right now. So she can't say too much.
Yeah.
You know, so she probably was pushed to not even say anything because it's risky when you're involved in trial to say anything on social media because it can be used against you later. So you have to be very careful. And I assume a PR person helped craft up this bullshit paragraph of crap.
Probably
But
Tom Sandoval's.
that's what I was saying earlier. Tom Sandoval write this? It's just,
I always steal Kay's jokes.
he sure does. And we're not
That's correct.
letting him get away with it here. But,
Just did. Suck it.
but yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into everything too much, but obviously everyone knows the banana of it all. I'm familiar with these shows, with the bananas and the exotic dancers and people eating bananas from said exotic dancers' body parts. I've been to Amsterdam a few times, been to very interesting shows that to this day scarred me and haunt my nightmares. But again, if you want to go do that kind of stuff on your travels, your time, go get 'em, Tiger. Do it your fucking self, Lizzo. You sick bitch. Stop forcing everybody to do weird shit for you. And hey, if you're gonna force them to do that, make it rain at least. And I bet you didn't do that. And guess what? You're gonna be making it rain in court because there is a very high chance these women are gonna win and or you gonna settle. So
Well played.
she will have her day in court.
She is ready to be tried,
I don't think she's going to.
No, she's not.
Lock her up, put her up, take away the key.
Okay. Jesus. Okay.
Well,
Got anything else for us? Any thoughts? How are you?
you know what? Life's good. All I can say is you might not care, but we are less than a month, well, a little over a month away from football. Baby.
You know,
I'm going to keep slipping and sliding
know,
these little football
I know.
references into every episode. It's going to be
Knew
great.
it was coming.
Man, maybe by the next time we talk, Dalvin Cook will actually be on a team. Who knows? We'll see.
God, we'll be at the edge of our seats until then. So, I think that wraps it up for this episode of Reality Lives with the Ives. That's us. I'm Katie.
I'm Will.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good weekend. Woo!
Ooh, get it.